continual improvement, it can be, I think, in a few different ways. One, you've got to keep your skill level up to be a good trainer. So that might mean spending time on the machine. If you're an industry trainer working for a company, you'll have access to that and it won't be a problem, because you'll probably find that you won't be a full-time trainer. You might be doing training blocks every so often and still doing the task yourself. So you'll have no trouble keeping that industry standard up. Other things you're going to have to do as well is, with technology, change becomes change. So, 20 years ago, a processor operator wouldn't be operating a computer. Now, the computer's running the machine. So about 5 or 6 years ago, we had to do two new units come out, and the training package was on the computer platforms for a forwarder and a single grip harvester. So we had to actually write all the assessment instruments, get that up and running and get it going, and learn it ourselves. We already knew a bit, but the technology is going that fast sometimes, and if you go into the plantation area, that technology's been around for a long time. But it's also upgrading all the time. So as trainers, you're going to find that you're going to have to learn new systems with technology, and you're going to keep yourself up to date with it. The way I did it was I put the platforms on a laptop, and I could do most of it myself, and I had to just train myself because I didn't have the machine. I had to just keep every day, do 15 or 20 minutes of the process to get up to speed, And with a computer platform, you can get away with that because it's just loading data, it's cut files and all that sort of thing. It's pretty basic stuff. You've got to get to the level that the industry is at, not be the tech person designing it, so you can do that. But you can get away with that with computer platforms and stuff like that. But other machines, well, then you've got to put time in on the machine to learn how to operate that machine. So the company might have a really good trainer. You're being allocated as a trainer. You're not always going to be across every machine on that job. And the years go by, you learn new machines and you have to adapt. And you have to do a lot of training on yourself and probably through the company, get the time up on that machine to be able to train, to do quality training. And sometimes there might be a situation where there's a really good operator, but they're not the trainer, you're the trainer. You can supervise that training because you're still you're supervising it. So the staff member is a really good staff member, at doing that task, but the trainer's not skilled. There's no reason why that trainer can't go out there and supervise that situation and get that good operator teaching him. As long as they're under supervision and being inducted, there's no problem with that either. With the industry closure a couple of years ago, with the native timber closure, there was a transition program where they did some transition, and we did a bit of a project there with the RPL transitioning, upgrading their tickets, because you'll find that accreditations are very old sometimes, and there were systems in place through that industry that kept their tickets current. Now with that industry closure, there's going to be a big problem with accreditations and stuff like that if they're lapsing. So there's some companies, if you go for a job or a tender or something, they'll have a policy, but it's an in-house policy of the tickets aren't allowed to be any more than, say, 5 years old, which the person with 20 years experience on that machine is a far more valuable operator than the one with just got a ticket or a couple of years. So that is going to become of age soon. So that sort of stuff will have to be addressed. But some companies, and even with the RPLs, with the training that these trainers are doing, you might find some of them might have to have their tickets upgraded to be a trainer. So, or keep it. Currency is a big thing, and we've got, as trainers, we have to stay current and keep our currency up, and we have to do certain things, courses and that, to stay current. The industry trainers will probably need to, I think, be upgraded too, to make sure their currency's right up there, because at the front line of doing the training. So they're no different to us really.
Things to keep in mind. Keep your skill level up. Maintain industry standards. Keep up to date with technology. It is okay to supervise a skilled operator who is assessing. Transition programs can use RPL. Currency is very important.